The Red Dirt D&D podcast is brought to you by Pro Laser Cuts. The Oklahoma company provides pre-made and customizable design laser-cut dice towers, tokens, and more developed by a gamer for gamers and now available to enhance your tabletop game. Pro Laser Cuts products can be found at many Oklahoma City area game stores, local events, and now available online at prolasercuts.com. That's laser and cuts with a Z, Pro Laser Cuts. Welcome to Red Dirt D&D. I'm Michael Cross, and I play Gideon Block, a paladin with a tragic past.
I'm Kiri Hester, and I play Poppy Tealeaf, a Habbo and Halfling druid searching for a new life.
I'm Johnny Payne, and I play Zonimus Dinar, a half-elf rogue with a past he can't seem to escape.
I'm Brooke Bullock, and I play Coughran Stoneshaper, a young dwarf sorcerer setting out to understand his own arcane gifts.
And I'm Ash King, your dungeon master. Join us now for Tales from the Caliban Frontier. The conversation at dinner has come to a complete and sudden stop as the door to the Amour's dining room has burst open and several rough-looking individuals have entered, their weapons trained on the room's occupants as a warning against trying anything funny. You hear the sound of spurs clinking against the floor as a figure dressed in a long, dark duster and hat enters into the room. His skin is a burnt reddish color, hair the orange of a bright campfire, and his eyes are a nearly glowing yellow. He gives a glance over the group, his gaze settling on Zonimus for just a moment too long before looking at Mayor Jonathan. Pardon the intrusion, Mayor, but we have some unfinished business, as he takes off his hat and casually plops himself down into the chair at the end of the long table. I tell you, it has been a long 3 days in that jail. He kind of looks over. He's kind of close to you, Poppy, and seeing that you have not touched your mead, he... Mind if I, take a drink?
She doesn't say anything. She's not sure what's happening and not sure how to react. She kind of looks around the table, kind of giving what I call hostage eyes, right? Where you can... I'm scared.
If you lock eyes with Gideon, Gideon just nods at you to comply with whatever it is he wants.
And yes. I just kind of push it a little bit towards him where he's sitting.
Oh, thank you so kindly, my dear. He picks it up and... orcish mead. No finer drink on the frontier. See, quite a parched throat I've got here.
How many people are here besides this guy?
So there's your fine gentlemen sitting at the end of the table, and then 4 bandits, their bandanas pulled up over their faces to hide their identities. And Mayor Jonathan is kind of sitting, he's sitting in his chair, hands gripping the armrests, one hand kind of reaching over to take his wife's hand. Maria, absolutely frozen. The 3 individuals do seem to kind of register you guys as the unknown quantity and as the threat. So they're keeping an eye on the Amour's family, but they're much more interested in keeping you guys seated.
You know, friend, it doesn't look like you were invited to Mayor Jonathan's house. I'm curious as to what brings you into this fine abode uninvited and unnamed.
Oh, you know, this and that. I'm a man of fine taste and a purveyor of literature, Mr. Amours. You've got something that I want, and Mayor Jonathan knows exactly why I'm here. It's just a question of, is he gonna give it to me without me having to start a big old ruckus?
Well, that would be incredibly impolite of you. Almost as impolite as wrecking our little dinner here. And I still don't know your name.
Wiley Moran. Remember it.
Gideon Block. Remember that one.
Well, that's
My
it.
God, this is boring the hell out of me. Rebecca, will you get Maria and take her upstairs?
I'd much prefer the family stays together. I mean,
I want to pull my revolver out and set it on the dinner plate right in front of me. Go ahead. You'll be all right.
your tactics have not changed in the slightest.
Gideon, I'm going to glance at you and kind of cover my face like I'm wearing a mask. Mm-hmm. Put 2 fingers up.
Saying, Wiley just kind of motions, let him go. And Rebecca, very quickly gets up and grabs Maria and they head off.
Now, Mayor, I just saved your family's life because Smoke Wiley here, he is a very, very violent criminal, I guarantee it. This man has done things that would make your skin crawl. I remember this one time, can I tell them?
Oh, please.
This one time, he dressed up in all black and he lurked in the shadows out of sight of everyone and snuck his way into a completely unarmed, halfway locked house where a family was quietly sleeping peacefully in their beds so that he could get his hands on a book. Wiley Smokes Moran, ladies and gentlemen. Bow or curtsy, take your pick.
And Coughran just looks over and is like, you told me you didn't have nothing to do with it.
And you believed me.
How does that make you feel, Matt?
I don't like it much at all.
I know it sounds like I may have fallen to a new low, Zonimus, but what can I say? You leaving broke my heart.
You have a heart? Is that so? Because my leaving was in response to being abandoned.
Look,
Malkin's
I'm
eyes.
sorry. I had to protect the others.
Mm-hmm.
Coughran's eyes are just looking back and forth, and he's put, like, holy moly, like, he knows him, and Zonimus, and that guy, and he's a criminal, and like, darn thievery duping me all the time. He's just, that's mentally, he's just totally taking this in, that obviously Zonimus knows this guy, and what is going on.
I owe you a debt of gratitude, Smokes. I do. It's true. I respected you. I followed you. I even loved you. And then you left me there for dead, covering your own hide. It was supposed to be me and you. But you're in here by force. I'm in here by invitation.
And what is an invitation other than just applying force with a different lever?
Sure, but it's not going to cost me 3 days in jail. What do you want with this book so bad?
I tell you, but you're not family anymore. I don't know if I can trust you. I mean, given our history, I'm inclined to, but I need a show of proof that I can continue to put my trust in you. Especially meeting like this, where apparently you've got some fine new friends.
While they're discussing, I am slowly pulling out a dagger out of my belt and out of my boot and keeping them in my hands and underneath the table.
Give me a sleight of hand.
I'm not good at
And my revolver's sitting in a pile of mashed potatoes right now.
that. Oh my goodness. That would be a 22.
Woo! Okay. So yeah,
No,
they're apparently Wiley is just so focused on I found my dear lost good friend.
While I also hearing that, like, this guy's trying to hurt Zonimus's feelings, and Zonimus and I have been spending most of the day together, so I feel like I would have sat next to him at dinner. I'm just going to give him a nice pat and cast guidance. Just
Yes.
a little pat on the back or on the arm or whatever I can reach. So you get a D4 on an ability check sometime in the next minute or so.
Does Poppy have like a booster seat? Is that what she's saying?
I imagine that this family is accepting to all kinds of people and has halfling seats.
Very
Which
nice.
just make
Very
us-
nice.
They're not high chairs, but they're similar.
They're higher chairs.
Yeah.
That would be almost like bar stools.
Like bar
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. That's awesome.
So, I'm going to, I kind of looked over at Gideon when he went on the whole trust thing, and I'm going to pull up my napkin from my lap. And I am taking no special care in, I need to make slow, time. I'm just moving like I own the place.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to pull up the napkin and say, you had my trust for years, and I'm going to pick up my pistol casually, like I would any other time. I'm going to start wiping off whatever got on it from laying on my plate. And you threw all that away, and you're asking me now to prove my trust to you. and I'm going to, of the 4 people in here, I'm sure 2 of them I might recognize that are masked. 2 of them I don't. I'm going to point my revolver at one of the ones I don't recognize. Not in a puffed up, arm extended way, but just in a pull the hammer back, pointing on it. One of them says, do you really need a proof of trust right here, right now?
He looks over to the gang member, looks back at you. Pull it, Zane.
Well, there's a proof of trust right there. There's a proof of loyalty right there. I look at the one I'm pointing the gun at. What do you think of that? What do you think of your loyal, fearless leader? What was it? You boys stay here. I'm going to run into that house and just take what I want. And then 3 days later, you had to go bust him out of jail. And now you're in here with a gun pointed at you.
Things have changed since you last ran with us, Zane. There's been some improvements on the formula. You can't do it, can you?
I'm going to turn my wrist sideways, lower my revolver. I'm going to look over at Gideon. And I want to say, damn it. And I'm going to flick it up and pull the trigger.
And yeah.
Oh, you are. Yes, you are.
Not at Gideon.
No, I know.
I'm going to flick it up and pull the trigger.
Because I've got to move as soon as he does that too. So.
And I'm. You want me to roll? You ready?
Roll for it.
All right.
Roll it.
Woo! I'm sorry, I'm shaking.
You're shaking.
I need dice and stuff. All right. I'm getting dice. Things are happening here. Okay. So 16.
16. Oh yeah, that'll. You see the eyes on his boy just widen and no shit. Give me some damage.
The damage on that is 7.
7. Okay. So he takes a shot in the arm. Ugh, you shot me, Wiley. You let him shoot me.
I pulled the hammer back.
You still got it. I think this is an appropriate time to roll initiative.
Woo!
Yeah.
Okay.
Natural 20.
Oh.
Not good at rolling initiative.
So it's a grand total of 23.
23.
If you're interested in something like that.
Gideon.
14.
14. Makran.
Modified 19.
19. Poppy.
A beefy 9.
9.
That's actually not too bad.
All right.
You know, for someone with wide-eyed, scared, there people, what you know,
And 2 drinks in her.
in her 2'10", 35-pound body.
Mm-hmm. Makran, what is your dexterity modifier?
It's +3.
+3. Okay, so you will go
2d6 plus.
before. And then. Okay, and you said that was 7 points of damage to one of the bandits?
Yes.
Okay. So the scene before you, you are all in the Amor's dining room. Again, you were having a very fine, lovely dinner until you were so rudely interrupted by apparently Zonimus's drama. So, Wiley Moran, infamous outlaw. And actually, you guys can go ahead. Everyone, roll me a history check. You automatically succeed, Johnny.
Oh, no.
I got a 14.
14?
11.
11? 11. Okay. So, Gideon, you've kind of heard of this, again, working in the detective agency that you did, and kind of hearing stories out of the frontier. Sometimes some of the other detectives would kind of go out to the frontier and try to catch bounties on whatever outlaws were currently operating. The name suddenly clicks. This is Wiley Smokes Moran, the leader of the Black Smoke gang. He has been operating out of the frontier for quite some time, evading capture sometimes seemingly at the last minute through some power.
At the expense of those closest to him.
Sometimes
Not
at
holding
the
a grudge.
expense of those
Do I
closest to
recall
him.
whether he's wanted dead or alive?
There is definitely a bounty on him, and yes, it is definitely wanted dead or alive.
And if there's any kind of body language going on here between Gideon and Zonimus, it's I am trying to pull all of his attention
Yep.
and get everybody else in here safe, and him not looking at them or noticing them because Zonimus knows how this is going to end.
Yep. And I'm also just thinking, for me, I'm going to try and take out 2 of the bandits as quickly as possible.
All right.
Yep.
You get
I got it. I got that one. Yep.
Okay, so you're up, Zonimus.
So this left off with him saying, "You still got it." When he does, I pull the hammer back again and swivel my revolver from the one I don't know to the one I do know, and say, "Oh, it's gotten even better since last time." And I will. I'm gonna see. How ready does Gideon look?
He's ready. As soon as you pop up,
You don't have much more of a chance for this to end peacefully.
Remember, you got. As soon as you fire, he's going.
Ability check on it.
Oh, darn.
Yeah.
I mean, okay. So intimidation.
You could try.
If anything, I'm gonna talk. I'm talking to Smokes, but I'm trying to intimidate Larry. So yeah, let's go for that.
Larry, Moe, Curly, and Joe.
Daryl and Daryl.
Larry Matchstick.
That is no. So it's a natural 1 with a 3 on the D4 and then a bonus 4. So does that guidance? Can you can't crush it? You can't.
Not with
Kind of guidance, right? That's
As you said, you were looking at Smokes, and
He didn't know you were trying to
it's
intimidate him.
It's like, yeah. My goal was to make his guys go, "Come on, Wiley, man."
Oh, Wiley.
But if not, then I know it will, so I'm ready to shoot.
Yeah, it seems to be that Wiley has chosen the most loyal, the most like ride or die, like whatever Wiley says, we are going to do it.
Okay, then I will squeeze.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the one that so I've only wounded 1. I'm going to take a poke on the one that I do know.
Okay.
Hammer's caught, pulled back. That is a 8.
You shoot and it just goes into the wall.
I hate talking tough and missing.
he's rattled.
All right.
Too bad it's not a can.
And with my free hand, I'm going to grab my mead.
Okay.
I'm going to shrug. And I'm going to say, "Well, there went your chance." And I'm going to take a swig.
All right. McBride.
So as soon as that first gunshot went off, McBride has started to move his hands just below or at the edge of the table, right? Where it's doing that swirly motion that we've seen before, and that cantrip of acid splash, that kind of swirly green golf ball size, orb or whatever. Mm-hmm. But his emotions are heightened, and this is intense, and there's people in danger, and he isn't really even noticing that it's gotten bigger and bigger. And in this few seconds, now it's about the size of a grapefruit. Mm-hmm. And he throws chromatic orb at Wiley Smokes. Oh my Range touch attack. No. Natural 17.
Natural 17. So you're forming this, he tricked me, you're so upset, and you hurl it at him, and he...
Oh. What the what?
It's almost as if your spell just dissipates in the air.
What the what? Makran's never seen this before. Just like, it's never failed him. He's just like, whoa.
I thought we were friends, Makran. You were going to help me out.
And he, as a move action, just kind of like starts to not necessarily stumble, but kind of stumble back to position himself in front of the mayor. Or maybe if the mayor's still seated beside the mayor. Mm-hmm. And he says, you lied to me.
I lie to everybody. It's not just you. Don't take it personally.
And then he looks at the mayor and says, "Go get the book."
Yeah, Mayor Jonathan just kind of nods, and I think that would be best. Wiley relaxes back as if, again, he's still having just a pleasant conversation. Now, I understand your feelings. Everyone's just feeling so emotionally high. Y'all need to just calm down a little bit. And there's this kind of aura that he is starting to give off. This very, very kind of dark aura of power. And you start to get the idea, like, we have no clue what we're messing with. I need everybody to give me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh my gosh.
Hey.
Oh no.
Oh, that's a natural 1.
Oh
Natural 2 for Makran.
13.
13.
no. Oh, 19.
19. Okay. So, Xonimus and Poppy, you two are the only ones unaffected by this. You know him. He talks a big game. Usually he can back it up. But you know if you play your cards right, you can get out of this. Poppy, you are just putting your trust completely in your friends, in your companions, and just from what's going on, you figure, okay, if I keep my head, if I keep my cool, we can get through this. Gideon and McBride, you two are frightened. You are completely frightened of Wiley, and you're not sure what he's gonna do if he doesn't get what he wants. Gideon, give me a religion check.
Okay. 3.
3?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's too scared.
Yeah, you're...
Yeah.
In the moment, you're just so, like... It's that primal fear in the gut of your belly. It's that same fear from that night when everything went wrong.
Okay. Yeah, I'm frozen. I can't move. Oh, criminy.
It's that same feeling of you don't know how bad this is going to get, but he's got something about him that he's not afraid to do anything.
Okay.
And it is your turn.
Oh, of course it is. Nope. I'm frozen.
Okay.
I cannot.
Yeah, you're just...
and you are seeing a tear come out from his eyes. He is deathly, and he's gone pale.
Oh no.
All right, so the bandits have their weapons trained on you, and they're actually going to hold their action. Because while one of them now is the one that you shot, Xonimus, definitely has his weapon trained at you, shaken just a little bit because you've injured him severely, and he didn't take too kindly to that. He has not been given the order to actually retaliate.
Okay.
And another one, Coughran, trains their weapon on you, looks at Wiley and just, you want me to take this one out, boss? He's got mojo. And Wiley just kind of smiles a little bit and looks over at you and says, no, I like his audacity. You got one, Coughran. And so they're kind of holding position, holding their action.
And Mocker's just still like, he doesn't know what to do. Like it's never failed him before. He's never seen anybody dispel or just stop whatever that was. And so he's still processing that and is, of course, afraid.
Poppy, what would you like to do?
Well, I just think that everybody just needs to cool off. And I'm going to take, I know it sounded really weird because you can't see what I'm doing, but I'm going to take my glass of water. I'm going to throw it, like just the water, not the glass, at Wiley and cast Ice Knife.
Okay.
And we'll attempt to hit him with it, maybe?
Okay.
So that's going to be 12.
12. Yeah, you just need to cool off.
Nope. I'm going to I'm going to ask Fate to help me out on that one.
All right.
Ooh, yeah.
This was
down
too
the
cool.
chips.
Poker chip.
Come on. Please. This is really cool. Make this happen. 18?
18. My goodness, Miss Poppy. So you just need to cool off, and you throw the water at him, and the water coalesces into this very sharp shard that just nicks him across the cheek, and you see the blood start to kind of leak from this wound.
So he took 9.
9.
Ooh.
And then anyone within 5 feet of him has to make a 12 dex save. And if they fail, they take 4.
Okay.
But if they pass, they pass.
Yeah, I'll give one of his bandits save. That's a 5, so we'll take, you said 4 points?
4.
Okay.
I don't suppose it's the one that hit
A meaty 4.
Xonimus
A meaty 4. Yeah. And Wiley just, oh, my goodness. We do have a spunky little whip crack. He seems somewhat surprised that someone actually landed a hit.
Howdy friends, Michael Cross here, taking just a few moments away from Red Dirt D&D, asking you to become a patron of this podcast. Your support means we can add a lot of extra niceties to the show in the form of artwork and music, as well as supporting our cast and crew. Patrons get early access to content as well as bonus material, along with access to our Discord server. You can even get an invite to monthly Q&A sessions and DM classes, maybe even a 2-hour game session with our very own Dungeon Master, Ash King. We have 6 different monthly levels to choose, ranging from $5 to $100. Head over to patreon.com/reddirtdnd right now to show your support for this new podcast. Now, back to Tales from the Caliban Frontier.
So, getting to the bottom of the round, Mayor Jonathan slowly stands up and says, Mr. Moran, I will give you what you want, but please, leave my guests alone. This does not concern them. Wiley just, smart man. And the two of them get up, and he motions for the mayor to go first. And he kind of looks back at the rest of you as he reaches the door. Boys, have fun.
I knew it.
And he shuts the door to the dining room behind him.
Don't suppose that ended the frightened condition.
I'm not feeling any less frightened right now.
So, since he has moved away from you, at the end of your turn, Gideon and Makran, you both can make the save again.
Okay.
So we're back to the top of the round. Xanimus.
I'm so very angry. All
For the
right.
second time.
Well, I'm gonna get Well, it's not the end of him. Last we'll see him. Look, Gideon. I'm still just very casually sitting here in my seat.
I'm just going back and forth
And you-
in my chair.
And you two, and I'm gonna look over at Poppy and Mac and shake my head, and then I'm gonna spin back around to the one who's shaking and trembling and holding a gun on me. I'm just gonna shoot him.
Okay.
Yeah, 25
25. Yes, that will hit.
for 12.
12. Okay.
Is he still up?
That actually will. Yeah, you kind of you swing around real fast, center mass, shoot,
Okay.
and he
So
thumps against the wall and slides down.
Whatever. I look at them like, okay. And I'm going to, so I shoot him, he drops, and I stand up, pull a dagger out, and start walking toward the one I do know.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
Okay.
Is that the one you shot before?
The one that just went down is the one I shot and hit.
Okay.
The one I'm walking toward is the one I shot and missed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sir.
Makran.
So Makran can't believe what's going on. He's the guy, turns and leaves. And so he steps up. Let me know how this works, how this plays. We can change if we need to. So he steps up onto the chair where the mayor was and then runs across the table.
Okay.
And as he steps up on the chair, he pulls a knife out of his boot,
Okay.
and then runs across the table for the guy that hasn't been hurt yet, the guy that was missed.
Okay.
That Zonimus missed at. Has his dagger out and goes to stab it at this guy.
Okay.
So heroic.
Yes, and rolled a 3 in so doing. And so he is still, it's all shaken and
Listen.
jittery, and he's just like, ugh,
You kind of you had that moment of like bull in a china shop, like not like completely realizing the full implications of your actions. You're just like, this is gonna be cool. But you hop up on the mayor's chair, pull out your dagger, and you're running across the table. The silverware and plates are going flying. You're losing your footing a little bit in the mashed potatoes. And instead of actually hitting this guy, you just kind of like face plant next to him, and you're just. But an attempt was made, and therefore no one can judge you.
Oh, and then wisdom save at the end of my round
Yes.
is a modified 12.
12. Okay. You are still shaken.
Okay.
Why you slipped in the mashed
That's why I
potatoes.
slipped in the mashed potatoes. Right.
So Wiley is out and away. Seems that he and the mayor are headed for the mayor's office. That will constitute his round. Gideon.
Is any of them near Poppy?
The one that was nearest to Poppy, Zonimus took down.
Okay. Is there one anywhere closer?
Yeah, there's one that's like trained on you.
No, I mean closer to her.
Oh, close to her?
Whichever one is closer to her, I'm going after.
In my head canon, it was the one I was moving toward.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would say that. Basically the one, cause the other one that's closest to Poppy is currently being threatened by Makran and Zonimus. So
Oh, well, okay. We're all going to look at
it's a very tight ballroom blitz.
Apparently, we are, yes. We are all going after one guy, so that's who I am going after.
There's a man in the back who's ready to attack.
This going to turn into a ballroom blitz. Ballroom blitz. Actually, no, wait. Is there one behind me or closer? There's
Yes.
one. Okay, let's
Yes.
go after. I'm just
I shake it off because there is a bit of, once he leaves, I'm still afraid, but my source of the fear is actually out of the room. So
Correct.
I'm no longer at disadvantage. I can actually attack. So I am going to immediately turn around and 2 daggers right in this guy's face.
Okay.
Hopefully. We'll find out.
The dice are spicy today.
I know the dice are.
Well,
It's
I
just
am
upping
going
the
to turn
dramatic
this-
tension.
Poker chips of fate everywhere.
The fate chips are flying
I
today.
got a
Because the
3.
dice
I
are
cannot.
spicy.
Okay, here we go. Let's actually see if we get another dice here. Okay, this has got to be better. And it's not.
Oh,
That would be, with my dagger, it'd be a 13 to hit.
Okay, a 13.
It's just better, a 3, but
Yeah, it's better than a 3, and luckily it actually does, because these guys just have, basic leather armor, nothing too fancy, so you do find kind of a weak point, probably on his arm, where he's not as armored, and you just sink that dagger right in.
there we go. For a 6 points of damage,
6, okay.
and then with my offhand attack, I'm going to attack with the other dagger.
Okay.
With a 24.
Ooh.
Yes.
Once you
This
found
one
it.
does not get my strength bonus, but straight D4, a 3.
3 more points?
Yeah.
Okay. He is looking bloodied. So yeah,
So-
you've gotten a couple good you've got him pinned up against the wall.
Yeah, you just
One
see
in
him scream just to try to get off this fight. Now let's see if I can get
Yeah,
rid of the
let's
fright.
make your wisdom save.
12.
12. Okay. You've gotten to a point where you've gotten past the initial shock.
No.
No?
I forgot. He's proficient with wisdom saving throws because of Paladin.
Okay.
14.
14.
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So in that case, you completely
Okay.
you had that moment of just, again, the fear in your gut just gripped you, but then remembering those lessons from the temple and how you kind of recall the superior mother's voice. In order to work through your fear, you must accept it. And so you accept that as a part of you and then push through it.
Got it.
Alrighty. That will bring us to our bandits. So, they brought guns to a knife fight.
I got one of each.
Yep.
I was going to dinner. I did not bring my gun.
So, Gideon, the one that you just stabbed, is going to attempt to kind of get their gun between the two of you and shoot. I'm going to go ahead and give them disadvantage because, again, they're bringing a gun to a knife fight. Okay, and that is a natural 1, so they shoot themselves in the foot.
Literally. As he pulls that out of the holster.
Just, because you've kind of got one dagger in like his gun hand, so it hit the nerves straight into the floor. Xanos, your guy's feeling a little more personal, so he's gonna pull out his his big Bowie knife and try to shank you in the gullet.
I respect that.
17.
Yes.
Yeah.
17 does in fact.
Okay, that will be 5 points of slashing damage.
Well, Larry, I didn't know you cared.
And Makran, since you seem to be the last biggest threat, the last one is going to shoot at you.
Yep. Laying prone on a table.
But he is going to miss wildly with a 6.
Cool.
So that will bring us to Poppy.
Okay, so Poppy's been quiet all dinner. She's been raised to be seen and not heard, especially at dinner. We're having all of these men are having these conversations, and she and Maria had kind of had that eye contact moment, that rebellious streak. We had Wiley come in and just act like he owned the dadgum place, and she's feeling a little bit powerless. She got a hit in on him, but it wasn't as much as she wanted it to be. It wasn't what she wanted it to be. She's tired of feeling helpless all the time, and she's tired of these doggone snakes. And so she's going to wild shape for the first time into a giant poisonous snake.
Heck yeah!
Oh my gosh.
Whoa!
What? So where once stood a halfling,
In a
suddenly
very pretty dress.
now is snake.
I am Snake. So my reach is now 10 feet. Is there any bad guys within 10 feet of me?
Oh yes,
Okay, I'm going to try to bite him.
very gladly so.
I'm going to try to bite him.
All right.
Let's see if I bite him. I really want to bite him. No, that's a 9.
Oh, Yes, so
I'm not used to my new snake body.
yeah.
Mockrin
It's-
is like laying face down on the table. He's like tripped in the mashed potatoes and swung and missed and stuff. And, this little flash of striking movement off to the side of him. What does he see? What does she look like? What does this snake look like?
Probably similar to a diamondback would have been in her book. Because she's never met a snake in person. She only goes off of what she's seen in the book, so it looks like a textbook, if you'll excuse the pun, like rattlesnake. I like a rattlesnake. Yeah, we'll go.
Wow.
with
It turned into a rattler.
I have a biggin.
Biggin.
It says giant, but it's a medium creature. It's giant compared to other
It's
snakes.
bigger. It's bigger than what you normally are.
Right.
Freaking 6,
Yeah, you got a nice big, probably 10 feet worth of snake here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive for, again, all of a sudden, poof, snake.
But if you seem scared at all, she would give you a little snaky wink. If snakes can wink, this one winks.
That lidless.
Right.
The membrane just going over the eye.
And a tongue flick.
I don't think that's going to help Mockrin, really.
You do get a shout of surprise from the remaining bandits, and especially the one that you tried to lash out at, and it's just, where'd this rattler come from?
Yeah. Even though I missed, I am rattling.
The snake tail is just
Oh, it's like that moment in
Going.
Clash of the Titans where you hear the Medusa.
Yeah. Yeah.
all right. Well, seems to be that the Black Smoke gang is in a bit of a pickle. We'll have to find out what happens next time.
Red Dirt D&D is Ash King as our Dungeon Master, Brooke Bullock as Macron Stoneshaper, Johnny Payne as Zonimus Dinar, Kiri Hester as Poppy Tealeaf, and I'm Michael Cross as Gideon Block. Our sound producer is Mark Coughran. Our theme music was created by the cinemagician P.J. Castillo. Our incidental music comes from Jeffrey McBride, and our sound effects courtesy of tabletopaudio.com. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and our new home on the interwebs, reddirtdnd.com. We here at Red Dirt D&D could really use your help in getting the word out about us. If you like what you've heard, make sure and subscribe, rate us, and leave a comment. Also, tell your friends about Red Dirt D&D. You can also support the show at patreon.com/reddirtdnd. We have several giving levels to help us grow up big and strong. And finally, a special thank you to KOSU for giving us a platform to do what we love so much. Join us next time as we go deeper into the Caliban frontier.